Hey, this is Dan Putnam. We're here with AAO and Travis, one of our co-founders, and Stuart, and really just want to show people that what you're seeing right here is actually the raw ingredients that are going with our base of our product. The base of the product and kind of the foundation of the product is these 4 amazing grasses that are, again, grown right here in Delta, Utah. And Utah's very unique in and of itself. I mean, there's only 2 inland seas on the planet. There's the Dead Sea, there's the Great Salt Lake, but all of this hundreds of thousands of years ago, thousands of years ago, was an ancient seabed, and the mineral content is second to none. And what Stuart's been talking about the process and how they do this. A new term that I learned today that Stuart was talking about is TDN, the total digestible nutrition, and this is talking about the waste that they have. So after they juice it, the pulp and waste that's left over has a higher TDN than almost any other product available. So I'm thinking about that for a second.
That's the byproduct, the waste.
The byproduct, after they've taken all the nutrition out, it still has a higher TDN, total digestible nutrition rating, than almost any other product.
2 ways that make us different, right?
Yeah.
Our product is more bioavailable because we juice it. It's more bioactive because of our proprietary drying process. You know, most of the products on the market, I mean, aside from what we make, all the other products on the market are literally taking the grass, right, drying it in an oven, and then grinding it to a powder. You know, if you're an herbivore, right, you're gonna chew this up. You know, when you start chewing on it, you actually start feeling the little water balloons burst while you're crunching down on it. That's not crunch, right? You're bursting the little cellulose, the cellular structure of the grass. You're extracting the juice out of the grass, right? If you dry that grass before you extract the stuff out of it, you're trapping all that nutrition in the cellulose. So it's really important we feel it, particularly with grass, more than any other superfood out there, or any other greens, the wheatgrass and the barley grass in particular, the alfalfa. By weight, this is 50% cellulose. Okay, and you know, you think of a wheat field that's getting ready to harvest. You look out across that field, all that brown grass. I mean, that's what this is, right? We take the juice out. That's what the brown stuff's what's left over.
And that's all the fiber and all the stuff
set
you
a match
discard
to
anyways.
it. It's wood.
Yeah.
It's the same family as bamboo, right? So it's really green sawdust is what you're consuming. So unlocking the juice, you get much more concentrated nutrition, right? And then our technology to dry it, you know, we're drying it below 41 degrees Celsius, right, which retains all of the natural antioxidants, the volatile oils, the enzymes. You know, we don't drink it because it necessarily tastes good. I mean, I think we do develop kind of a craving for it because your body learns, like, hey man, this is good for you, right? But we drink it because of the antioxidants. You know, if you're overheating it, overprocessing it, you're denaturing all those things. The reason behind why we drink it is destroyed. You know, so we retain that. We retain the raw natural attributes of the juice in the powder, and you can smell the difference.
Yeah, and what I think so cool about it also is right now, if you're going to go get like a cold pressed, like wheatgrass,
Right.
At
any gym you have,
10
right?
or 11 to 12 bucks.
Yeah.
For that.
For a shot.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
what they're doing is they're getting it and they're juicing it right there for you.
Yeah.
But this is almost the identical thing because of the technology that they're using isn't killing all of the nutrition like it typically would. Yeah. And then you rehydrate it, you basically have something almost identical to that fresh squeezed juice. Yeah. So again, it's really incredible.
If you're drinking grass that's juiced at a juice bar, it's coming from a tray.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
We've done a lot of work in this area because a lot of companies have come to us with hydroponically grown, you know, that they put a lot of effort into nutrition and light recipes and just a lot of technology into growing hydroponically. And what we get in the field has 4 times more nutrition in it than what you get in the tray grass.
Wow.
4
times. You know, one of the things you were talking about earlier, like you talked about herbivores and animals,
yeah.
what they're able to do and extract, and with the technology you've done or created, you've allowed that same process to happen, but now for humans. Because we know this is packed full of amazing, like you said, antioxidants and vitamins and everything else, but our bodies are not designed to digest it.
That's right.
So,
Yeah, herbivores have a hind gut, or cows, or sheep, they've got 4 stomachs, right? And they have a bacteria in their guts that can actually break cellulose down and turn it into energy. We don't have that, we just don't. Pandas, apes, rabbits, mice, horses, cows, they can break that down. We can't. So we feel it's really important, particularly with grass, that we release that from the cellulose, make it available so it's more bioavailable, and then our drying technology makes it more bioactive. You're getting the antioxidants, the enzymes,
the minerals, everything.
The amino acids, those things that you're the antioxidants, you're getting rid of the bad stuff, and then you've got the amino acids there to help repair your DNA. You're giving your body the building blocks for it to do its own healing.
Awesome.
It's alive. I mean, here's an example
let's take a look at
of stuff that we find in the marketplace, right? It smells stale, smells like hay dust. Smell this one. It should smell like there's an aroma, like it's fresh juice.
Look how green that is.
Yeah, and so, I mean, just kind of look at the contrast there.
So what's this one and what's that one?
This is like the competitors.
So this is dry grass. This is hay dust. This is juice powder.
What an amazing difference.
Honestly, it's full of really, cellulose in the food industry is used as a cheap filler, as a thickening agent. It's,
I mean, that's no comparison. I mean,
I'm gonna take a picture. So we can...
Yeah, I'm gonna take a picture too.
Yeah, this is raw food.
Even just it's finer looking. I mean, it looks like it's supposed to look. This looks, like you said, like dry and fibrous. And I mean, okay, if you were to say which one looks healthier for you,
okay,
I already know the answer. It's
okay. So
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was gonna say which one's gonna work the best. It's right there.
All right. So here's the next test, right? It's powdery, dries your tongue.
Ew. Oh.
Right.
You don't like it?
Kind of, and then this one,
Delicious.
it just kind of dissolves right there in your tongue.
Oh,
It's
well,
got
it even has flavor.
Yeah, it has flavor.
Yeah, it actually tastes good.
So, kind of like a rich matcha tea almost.
Yeah.
Right. So.
No comparison, is there?
No comparison.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Alive, dead.
Yeah.
Grass killers. This is where you live.
Yeah, that's insane.
Put some in your water bottle, shake it up.
Yeah.
Enjoy it over a little bit. You don't want to let it sit real long because it's bioactive, right? And when you put water back into it, it's
reconstitutes.
Yeah,
right?
you reconstitute it. And all those enzymes are now active and they're working. You want to get that in you before they break down, right?
How long
It's
do you
a
think
fresh
you should
juice.
do it to drink it? I mean, should you gulp it down
if
as
you
fast
keep-
as you can, or
Yeah, if you
within
keep
minutes, or
if you keep it
10
cold,
minutes?
probably half hour if you keep
Okay.
it cold. If you're drinking it cold.
Talk about the soil.
Oh, yeah.
Because the soil really is the story, because in today's world especially, there's like tons of over farming, right? The soil's not nearly as rich as it used to be. So talk about how that process works to why you chose this place and what makes this soil unique, and then what do you do to maintain the integrity of it?
Yeah, so this valley that we're in, and is really kind of the bottom end of ancient Lake Bonneville, right? Actually, there's still remnants at the very end down here, right up against these mountains to the south of us, where that lake bed actually kind of comes back, in kind of a wet year. So the water table is really close to the surface here. But this valley is the very last stop of the Sevier River, Water comes into this valley and doesn't leave, right? There's no rivers out.
So it's a dead lake.
So it's a dead lake,
Yeah.
but ancient seabed. And the minerals that have been deposited here over, hundreds of thousands of years, millennia, are just loaded in the soil. And the salt literally rises to the surface here. So we have to do this kind of a special irrigation literally to keep the salts in the soil kind of in check. But what that means is electrolytes. So these plants are taking up these salts, and you're getting potassium, phosphorus, magnesium, really high.
Naturally, not added to it, just comes
Mother
in the
Nature's
soil.
Gatorade,
Right.
kind of a thing. Alfalfa, alfalfa in particular, the roots go down 15, 20 feet.
Oh, wow.
So alfalfa grows for many years, right? An alfalfa crop. And so those roots go down really far, uptaking a lot of electrolytes, and so the nutrition and the digestible nutrition that we get from these plants, even as a feedstock from the feedstock that comes out of this valley to feed the dairies, and it's prime product. Companies, and people that have, the fancy racehorses in the Middle East and stock in Southeast Asia, they come here specifically to this valley to get the feed.
Wow.
So they export feed from this valley all over the world.
That rich.
Yeah, it's that rich.
And then one thing you were talking about earlier, you showed us you called it resting. Like what is that process? Like what's the resting period, or what does that mean? I mean, because I know it also maintains the integrity of the soil.
You got to take care of Mother Nature. She'll take care of you.
Right.
Right. So what we do as part of our organic farming program is we have to let the ground rest and recharge. So we're in the process of harvesting this crop, finishing up the harvest this spring here. This is the end of it, the last few hours here. And when they're done, within a day or two, they're going to turn this green crop right back under. So any nutrition that's left in the stubble is going to go right back underground. We're not going to wait for it to turn brown and stuff. We're going to put that right back in the ground with compost and manure, and let it sit for a year and let it recharge. And it's just important, that the earth has a chance to recharge.
Because over farming is where they just keep on planting crops and keep on,
yeah.
and all the nutrients you're talking about are just depleted.
Yeah,
And they're only
dumping
replacing with the
chemicals.
fertilizers, a couple of
Right,
minerals,
fertilizer.
not even-
This is replaced naturally.
Yeah, and you've got to have, the soil's got to be bioactive and alive, and in return, it gives us nice big, juicy plants, right? Big juicy leaves.
Again, you can't get this anywhere else. It doesn't exist unless you're getting it right here in Utah, or getting it right from AAO. So what we're doing, our goal, is to take this amazing nutrition to the entire world. We're not just getting these raws from China or from some other country and just, again, almost sawdust, just ground up, baked grasses. This is something that's unlike anything else in the world, and so we're super excited about it. I mean, to say we're excited is
An understatement.
Is an understatement. And I still remember. I'll do this quick, but I think it was about 5 years ago when we were standing in these fields for the first time with Stuart. And on the way home, I told Travis, I said, "Man, this is $1 billion product if we do this thing right." And literally months ago, I was driving from Layton to my house in St. George. I passed the Delta exit, and that thought came to me. We have to do something. I don't think we did it justice the first time, even though amazing product, ton of people love it. But I think to really make it work, it's got to be the one and only product,
Yeah,
single
focus.
product. Everybody tells the same story, because what better story than this?
Yeah.
And then the other things that we have with the nitric oxide and the other things we've been able to add to it to give a lot of other benefits. Again,
Superior product.
The whole concept of AAO is if you're going to take just one product per day, what would it be? And this is with talking to some of the smartest people in the world. This is what we've come up with, and it has to be the the nutrition from actual whole real foods, not all the synthetic vitamins and stuff that everybody's throwing into a daily vitamin or a nutritional product. And just like what you were saying, Stuart, when you take all the people that are talking about the hydroponic growing and all of these new processes, and even that, which in my mind was maybe the healthiest. And then when Stuart explained to us, I mean, they actually study the nutrition in these other hydroponically grown grasses and indoor grown grasses and all of the different lights and stuff like that, and they're finding up to 4 times, you said up to 4 times more nutrition right here. Again, when have you ever seen somebody, a human, beat Mother Nature? I don't think it's ever happened. You know what I mean? And we all try constantly to do something better, something synthetic, but that just goes to show you when they actually have, as a company, they're testing all of these, because obviously if they can find something that's better,
you have to be innovative, right?
Right.
And you got to understand.
Yeah.
They want to see it, but that's super cool. If anybody wants the best, I mean, I think that when you hear the story, it is.
Yeah.
So we're super excited about it.